have 15 inches. Uh, so you guys can hear that. Immediately you start up the machine, the fan goes wow. Switch that off and try again. Just want you guys to get that. Nice. Immediately you start up the machine, the fans go wow. Okay, so the truth when it comes to your fans going wild, louder than they should be. There are two ways you troubleshoot an issue like this one. So, number one is you need to be able to differentiate between a fan issue and the sensor issue, or so. Okay, I would say a primary. So I will differentiate the issues between primary and secondary. Primary will be a case whereby you have a problem with the fans and the fan circuitry. Now, and then secondary will be that you have a problem on the separate section of the board, and because of that, the fan is reacting to it. Now, how do you differentiate both? Now, if you have a secondary issue, which the fan is reacting as a result of the secondary issue that you have, what you will have is the fan, not only will the fans be loud, the device itself will be laggy. You will have the device will be very slow. So in that case, you do not necessarily have an issue with the fan circuitry, because the issue that you have, it's the fan is reacting to the secondary issue of the machine. So I don't know. So you need to be able to differentiate between which is which, and then you know how to tackle the issue. So the primary issue, if the issue is contained in the fan circuitry, then what will happen is your machine will work fine. There will be no lag. There will be nothing. But you only have issue. That will tell you that you have an issue with the fan circuitry. I mean, the machine is not going to run slow, or you're getting excessive heat, or any type of behavior. Now, and also we can see from the trackpad function, I mean, that doesn't seem like we have an issue with a secondary issue. So so this machine would be either we're having issues with the fans themselves, or we're having issue with the fan circuitry. So this is not an issue that is secondary. Now, if the issue was secondary, this device is going to be slow, and that would be that the problem should not be looked at from the lens of the fans, but be looked at from the lens of a secondary issue which the fans are reacting to. I don't know if that makes sense. So I've also had a separate video on how you differentiate between a fan issue, or a fan reacting to a secondary issue on your machine. So, and then another thing also, then now back to now on the fan issue itself. Another quick way you can also identify that, it's so when you go to your fan, you see that you have power to your fan. So there are three main concerns on your fan circuitry. So you have a line that is a line for power. You have a line that basically that measures how much that measures the speed of the fan, the speed at which the fan is working. And then you have another line. Now that line basically now allow the machine to now regulate the fan through a different line, to tell the through a different line, as to how much speed you should get on the fan. So generally, when your machine starts, when you power on your machine, when you power on the machine, and then the fan starts normal, and then after some time, especially when the machine starts to boot and then it starts to increase, generally that is an issue, that is a sensor related issue, because the fan starts well, and then after some and then it then picks up at later stage. However, when the machine starts and then the fans immediately starts to go wild, then that is also a separate issue, which is different from the first one, which is different from a sensor related issue. So nonetheless, I think I'm already losing you guys, because I'm sure I'm not giving a proper explanation of exactly what I'm trying to say. But let's open this up, and then maybe that way I'll be able to explain to you guys what I'm trying to say. So let's see what the issue is, and also we want to define, we want to identify if both fans are having issues or just one of the fans. Okay, let's start the machine again. Let's see, do we have both fans or one fan? Yeah, so we only having one fan going crazy, and other one. So, so yeah, this is fine. This is going crazy. So yeah. So as I was saying, so this is typically a fan issue. So now we now have to determine if the issue is coming from the fan itself, from a faulty fan, or from the fan circuitry. So this is an A1707, and the board number, it's going to be 820-00281. 820-00281. Let's see. Let's open that up. 820-00281. We don't have it previously opened. Okay, let's open that. 820-00281. Oh, what's the typing? What's happening? Let's close and reopen that. Let's go here. It's okay. Uh, so what's going on? Let's go to use. Okay, let's use a different code. 0.0016281. Okay, here you go. So this is about here. Yeah, let's change the view. Let's change it to light. Does that work for you? Okay, so now we have an issue with the left fan. So the left fan. So if we click on the fan connector easy, if we go to the fan, you can click on the trackpad cable, keyboard cable, because the trackpad, the fans are connected to the keyboard. So we'll be looking at the left fan. Okay, let's quickly take the board out, and then get to understand where our issue is. So we're hoping that this is going to be a quick fix. Either you have a faulty fan itself, or you have an issue with the fan control circuitry, which is also going to be a quick fix. So let's quickly take the board out and head straight to the fan circuitry. We also need to be fast because it's almost time for asset, and we need to go and make Salah, which is the primary duty of a person. every other thing it's secondary. We're kind of getting mismatched screws. This which is very which suggests that this has been opened before, maybe for a different issue, or they were trying to address this particular issue here. So the screws, they use mismatched screws, which is not a problem in itself. Mismatched screws does not, provided you do not you don't long screw damage the board, then you're good to go. Mismatched screws does not necessarily cause any type of problem on the device. Just make sure there is no long screw damage. There's a red. Okay, screws are out. Let's disconnect the cables. Okay, but let's put the board on the side. So first thing first, let's check the board before we check the fan. I'm pretty sure the issue is not related to the fan. So let's check the board. So um, on our keyboard, because the keyboard makes its way to the fan connects to the board through the keyboard. So which is the fan connects to the keyboard. I'm just going to show you guys that. So these are the fans. So the fans connect to the keyboard, and then the keyboard flex. Then the fans communicate to the board through the keyboard flex. So which is why I'm clicking on J 4500. The keyboard, the fans do not have dedicated connectors on the main board itself. So on the main board, you do not have the fan connectors. The fan connectors are on the keyboard. So which is why I am clicking on the keyboard connector to get my the lines for my fan. So on J4500 we have, so what are we going to be interested in? We are going to be interested in where it says fan rotation fan RT underscore PW. So these are the three these are the three lines that I was talking about. You have the 5-volt line, which is basically the power to the fan. You have the fan LT underscore TAC. You have the fan LT underscore PWM. So now these two are, so this is the power line, and then these are data line for the fan. So one is to basically control the fan, to tell the fan at what speed to rotate, and then the other one it's where the SMC on this particular one tends to read how much the fan is basically how much speed at what speed the fan is working at. So that is when the SMC gets that, and then the SMC then sends a form of control through a separate data line in order to control the speed of the fan. So that's said. So what we want to do now is we will have let's see, we will have the left and the right. So here we have fan underscore T tag. We have another one, fan RT. So we have fan RT, which is right, and then fan LT, which is left, and then we have fan LT right, fan PWM left, fan PWM right. And then here the fan connectors, the power is obviously the same thing. So let us click on, and then the issue we're having is on the left. Yeah, we confirm that we're having issue at the left. So it's going to be fan LT left. We click on that. Let's go to the other side. So this is our concern is going to be at we want to see what's happening around Q6000. Then Q6050 is going to be for the right. So this is going to be where our interest will be, which is a fan LT PWM left. So yeah, that's where our issue is going to be. And then we also have the SMC fan and that's the control CTL. That's going to be the SMC control. So let's head over to the other side of the board and see what we have. Okay, yeah, you see that is actually missing from the board. You see that is missing from the board. So Q6000 is missing from the board. So somehow somebody or somehow that got, and the pad is also missing. So let's see, the pin 2 of it is missing. Okay, beside it we have, so we can yeah, we can walk around having to attach a small pad here to give us the pad for it. Okay, so with that done, that should address our issue, and that should be it. I don't know if that's understood, Peter.
Yeah, so far it's
Kind of pretty straightforward, yeah. You just identify the one that you have, and then you go to it, and
pretty simple.
you think so?
The way you explain.
It looks simple. Okay, now we need to attach a small. I'm gonna use a solder for it, and that should work. And then let's see. Take another tiny solder. And place it there. And it's a move. Okay, that's gonna just sit there. Then when we install it, we press it down and then we attach a small solder to bridge it, and then that should give us what we need. Okay. So this is what we need. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what we need. And then we just attach another small solder, and that's it. Okay. So that, yeah, that should be enough. Let's clean that. Now let's see if that works. I'm hoping I should I should solve our problem. What's that? Alex, you're leaving already. You're leaving already.
Yeah.
When is your client collecting this machine? Okay.
I don't want on weekends.
So you can always okay. So you can always put it together with yourself on Monday.
Yeah. Look it up.
Okay, cool.
We actually doesn't give enough schools.
I'll just make sure it's sorted out so that Monday you can. And tell me, can we get that screen if it happened to be the screen?
Let's see what comes in. We always receive people selling.
No, 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 new.
Oh, you're looking for brand new screen?
Yeah.
Like this different years.
Can you help me find out if they have one and how much? Like roughly how much you think it's gonna cost?
But looking at between 8.5.
Say again?
Looking at 8.5.
8.5, yeah?
Yeah. But maybe contact them on Monday too.
Which
Which color?
say again?
Which color?
The same color.
Space gray.
That machine. The
2018, 19 space gray.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about the Windows machine.
Oh, yeah, that's why I took the picture of the model.
But like that's what I'm saying. How much do you think it's going to cost?
Mm, last I checked on HP was around 6 grand. So
Which is usually more, HPs or
it was this that is a bit Spectra 360 Spectra something.
okay,
But that was 15%.
okay. So this should be cheaper then.
Most likely, but if
Okay,
the
so we still have
GPU,
we still have a problem there. We can have a problem. So we still have a problem there. We need to see if we can stay there, but see if this is fine. So we still need to check that out. Let's still check that out. So what we can do now is let's check out the output. Let's quickly see what we have on outputs. I'm pretty sure maybe the connection we did it's not sitting the way it should. Let's check that out first because the pad for the pin 2 of the diode was missing. So what we had to do was oh, actually that's a Q6000. Okay. So the pin 2 of Q6000 was missing. So we had to put a solder between uh, the resistor that shares the same pad. So I'm thinking that did not do the work. So let's check. So one of the ways we can check that is by measuring for the outputs. Let's see what outputs we have on. So we expecting SMC fan control here. We have 3 volts that goes in there, and then we have the fan quotation. So depending on what comes, what is here, that will determine the control that obviously will come from the fan, and then here it's going to be the 3 volt. So let's see. Let us see what we get. We will compare. We'll compare this, and this, and then that will give us an idea of where what we need to do. So first and first, black probe to ground, and then red probe. Here we're expecting to have 3 volt. Yeah, do we have 3 volt? Yes, we do have 3 volt. And then on the other side, what do we have? We have 0.51. Okay, let's check this side. And then on the one that is working, which is on Q6050, let's see, what do we have? Definitely we have a 3 volt, and then on the top, on the resistor, what do we have? We have 0.5 volt, which is fine. We're getting exactly the same thing, 0.5, that's fine. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to see what do we have on the output. So here, what do we get? We get 0.46, and then obviously that would tell 0.46. That is okay. I mean, the we do not we are that is low in a way, and also because we don't have the fans connected. But then let's see what we have similarly on this. Let's see what we have there. What do we have? We have 0 completely, so we have 0. So here we have 0.6, 0.46, and then here we have we have 0. So we definitely have an issue. Now, before we worry about that, we may have to resolve the Q6000. But then let's see what is here, and then let's see what is here. So here, what do we measure? I believe. Okay, let's see what we measure there. 3.3. Compare that to the other one, we get, yeah, same. And then the other one, 3 volt. And then the top, what do we get on the top? 3 as well. And then the other one, what do we get? Okay, yeah, that's definitely going to be 3 volt because that's an SO. 3 volt. Okay, let's compare that to what we have here. Do we have 3 volt as well? 3. And the top, what do we have? 3, and then definitely SO 3 volt, and then the other side will also get 3 volt. Okay, so let's try to press down our Q6005. Most likely it's not making proper contact. And then another, yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's try that again. Otherwise we may have to take it off and then redo it again. So it's not on yet. Wait. Okay, 3 volt, and then the other side 0.51. Do you have 3 volt? 0.51, that's fine. And then that uh, still 0. Still 0. Okay, so let's take it off completely. We may have to use a tiny wire. I'm just going to confirm something before we place it back. We have a 3 volt. Yes, and then that side we have, and that's fine. What do we have? 3 volt, and then on the other side 0. Yeah, so definitely Q6005 is not doing its job. So what we want to do is let's change the tactic that we use for it. Now I doubt that that is making its way to the pin. It's not making its way to the pin. No, it's not. Okay, so we have to use a tiny wire. Let's use a tiny wire to do the job. Let me see the wire. Where is it? Wire. It's very tiny. You understand? See it. Yeah. It's quite a tiny wire that. to uh, Okay, so what you want to just quickly do before we want to see what we have on using diode mode. That should also give us an idea if we have something working or not. Let's see what we have here. Diode mode is 0 0.7, and then here what do we have? 0 0.7, and then here at the top what do we have? 0 0.8. What do we have here? 0 0.8. Okay, that seems to be similar. Let's now see if we have something different. Switch back to voltage mode. So here we obviously will have 3 volt below and the top above. So we have 3 volt here, and then the top 0.51. Okay, and then the other side 3 volt and then 0.51. Okay, and then here we want to see what we have here. That will determine if our Q 7,000, 6,000, 6,000, yeah, 6,005, yeah. See, let's see if that is working. So let's see what you have here. Yes, now it's working. So initially that was 0 volt. There was no activity. Now we have 0.6, 0.46, and then the other one. Yeah, that's exactly what we should have. So yeah, that solves our problem, I believe. And right now we can now test it, and we should have a working fan. So our fan issue should be resolved. Okay, let's quickly test it. Okay, I'm only going to connect minimal cables to allow us to do testing because I'm already late for Sada. Should be. Uh, this took longer than we expected it. We thought it was going to be quicker. Okay, we don't need that. Just connect that. Leave the cables for antenna cables we don't need. Let's connect this jack. We definitely need that for power. Okay, speaker. I see now. Do we have? Initially, the fan would this would go crazy. Let's see. By the way, this is not for fan. This is for your mic. So okay, yeah, starting about the same way, exactly the same way. They no longer crazy. Yes, our fans are working fine, right and left. This was where the problem was, as you guys can. I mean, I'm putting the mic here so that it's so you guys no longer have loud spinnings from the fan. So that's pretty much what we need to do. And yeah, our machine is working fine and good. I will see you guys in the next one. I need to go for setup. Peter is going to complete this. He's going to assemble the device and then do the required testing, and then that's about it. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.